Back on Sully Island, back into the fish. Stunning spotty and a lovely smooth hound. Let's go. Welcome back everyone. Today you join me on Sully Island. I'm not, well, if you know the mark, you'll tell already that I'm not actually on the main part of the mark yet. I waded on quite early. I waded on about 3 hours before low, I think it was. I wouldn't recommend it if you've never done it before, because if you don't go the right direction, you can fall. There's a little ledge on your left hand side walking over, and if you fall over that, you'll completely fall over. It's like a 2 foot drop. So get to know the mark properly, and then you can start doing stuff like that. Really, it's just a bit of safety. I've been fishing here since I was really young, so I know it really well. But yeah, I'm currently set up on this one spot. I've had the cast, just baited up my second rod, and we're going to move our stuff down now. Now it's uncovered, down to the main spot, the monkey pole. The pole's at the top, but this is where you fish on the monkey pole over low. I just put a crab out there on that one. Well, a bit of crab and squid. It's really windy today, so I'm hoping you can hear me well enough through the video. And yeah, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get my stuff down there now. Hope we bring you back with some worth showing. Nice hound or a blonde maybe. It's a nice thing about this mark, you got a good chance of anything. I've got a good mix of bait. Got some crab, squid, mackerel, sand eel and prawn. So the fish better be hungry, because I want some fish. Let's get to it. I've just been getting a few bites on my left hand rod. Keeps going slack, and managed to keep up with it, and then once it's sort of settled a bit, I've seen a nice pullover on there. So fingers crossed, we'll have a fish on now. So let's jump over there. This one's on mackerel and squid. It's only been out there a few minutes, not been out long. I think something's set. I'm not sure, you know. Oh yeah, no, something is there, I think. I think it's one of those doggies. Oh no, even worse. A wee little eel. And a tiny one at that. He is absolutely tiny. Yeah, on the squid and mackerel. Yeah, I would have thought it would have been a bit bigger fishing that by the looks of the bite. There we go. Beat a blank. Hope you'll try and catch something a bit more decent now. Well, I'm going to get him back anyway. Bait the rig back up. Hopefully get something a bit bigger. But it's been a really tough afternoon down here. Fishing's really difficult. But sticking at it though, do our best. The baits are coming back virtually untouched. A few baits have come back ripped up. Every time I've stuck mackerel out there, it's come back stripped. But it's been pretty tough going. It's been pretty tough for a little while really, since we had that really clear, settled weather. We had all the mackerel come up the channel. That sort of messed it over completely really. A lot of the fishing, even the smooth on fishing, which should be good now, that's pretty much, they're there, you'll catch them, but it's hard going, I'll say that. But I'm rig wise for today, I'm currently using, it's about low water now, so I've actually been fishing for a couple of hours already. And since I had that eel straight away, and nothing else, it's been very quiet. But yeah, rigs though, you can use pulley rigs, standard sort of rig. But I've been using the up and overs for probably about 2 years now, and I just can't stop using them really. I've got anywhere between 4 and 5 foot hook link, made up of 50-pound line, down to my usual 5/0 circle, braided dongle. Usual stuff really, 7-ounce lead, 80-pound backbone on there. Just going to bait this spare rig up now. Maybe some squid. The tide's just turning now, so I'm hoping we'll get a couple hounds out, because you do tend to have it down here like that on the flood. I have got a third rod out as well, just shorten up my chance a little bit. I've been using mainly fish baits on that, like sand eel, mackerel, that sort of thing. Just sort of casting off towards where the sand spit is, see if there's a ray around, but there hasn't been. But yeah, let's bait this up. Where's my knife gone? Yeah, it's been a tough past couple of months really, fishing on there. I'm waiting for a bit of settled weather and head down to Chesil. Have a go on the bream and gurnards, that type of stuff, but in mixed fishing. Maybe trigger fish. I do like the triggers down there. Quite a cool fish really. So just baiting this up with a straight squid. I've got to be fair, if there was one bait I'd use for the rest of my life, any country, any fish, without a doubt it'd be squid. You really cannot beat it. It's, nothing comes close, I don't think. Just put a little strip on there. One thing I will say that I try to do my best with through the summer months, I mean in the winter as well, but not obviously so much because it's so cold, but I always have a decent cooler box, and it's got ice packs in there. Well, I've got more ice packs than like bait really. I always take those sort of ice packs there, or them types, because they lay flat in there, because I like to keep my bait the best quality possible, because to me that's everything. I'd rather not go fishing than with manky bait. So that's my next bait there, a squid. Nothing too big of a bait really, you don't really need it, to be fair. I've always been one for scaling down on my baits. When I was younger, don't get me wrong, I used to think big baits equal big fish, but I soon came to realise that's not the case. Even when you are targeting big fish, you don't necessarily need big baits, because the bigger the bait, the less of a chance it's got to take it in. But and I've always said, especially people that are new to fishing, use a small hook, you'll catch a small fish and a big fish. But obviously a big hook, you'll only catch a big fish. I know it's nice to catch big fish, but realistically, you know, it's a bonus fish really, the big ones. So yeah, that's my next rig ready to go. I'm going to stick that up there now. Fingers crossed, catch some fish, because like I said, it's very tough going today, very tough. You might be able to tell off the camera that it's a lot clearer than it should be now. It's murked up a bit since this flood, since it started flooding. But it shouldn't be this clear this time of year. It's way too clear. And obviously in result, it does put the fishing off because it's not what they used to. Same when you go down Chesil, when you fish down there in clear water, if you went down to Chesil and the water's like chocolate, you ain't going to be catching the bream, gurnards and triggerfish and all that. You'll be catching your dogfish, pouting, eels, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Right, let's stick that bait out there. Well, we've done it, guys. Finally caught something a bit more impressive than that tiny eel. You can probably see already. It's a smooth hound. Not the biggest one in the world, but I'm happy with that. It's been a tough session so far. Never know, might pick up now, but it's been a tough old session, so anything's worth catching when it's tough. Yeah, nice little starry smooth hound. Unfortunately though, I would have, as usual, you know, videoed myself reel it in. But I was messing around with the camera, putting a new battery in it. And I looked up and I had a nice bite. So I thought, I don't want to risk losing a fish just to get it on film while it's so tough. So I quickly got it in, got the camera set back up and bring you back to show you. Yeah. Obviously not the biggest smooth hound in the world, but it's a fish when it's tough. Any fish counts. Right, so I'm going to leave him in here for a minute. I'm going to get that rig baited back up there, because fingers crossed we'll have a couple more now, or even just one more. Because you will find, as the tide starts flooding on here, the hounds do come through. I've still got a third rod there now with fish baits. So fingers crossed. I'll cross my fingers and my toes and yourself that we hopefully bump into a few more fish before we leave. I mean, I've got probably, I don't know, an hour's fishing left. So obviously a lot can happen in an hour. So I'm gonna get back to it and fish as hard as I can to try and catch you some more fish to see. Well, there's another fish, look guys, bit of persistence. That third rod paid off in the end. Like I said, sand eel and squid baits for the rays. Literally cast them off to my left there. Didn't even have a bite on that one. I literally just went to reel it in to change the bait. You can see there, a bit of sand eel. What's that? Double sand eel and squid strip. Nice little spotted ray, look. Let's get that hook out. Sweet. Finally catching a couple. Like I said, we've still got another hour or so left of the tide. So fingers crossed, we'll have, might get some more, but I'll gotta be honest, I'm more than happy with the result I've had so far. An eel, a hound and a spotty. Like I said, the channel's been fishing difficult this past couple, I don't know. Yeah, probably about 2 months I'd say. And it's nice to see a few fish coming out. So yeah, happy days. Happy days. Just sticking out another ray bait now, double sand eel and squid. So fingers crossed, there's more than just that spotty out there. Like I said, literally just casting them left towards the sand spit. A bit of tide off the front now, so I figured get it on the left under the sand, see if there's a ray. I went out there. Straight onto a raised dinner plate. Let's go. Just baiting up another rig for a hound now. Just baiting up another rig for the hounds now. It's a softie, a shore crab there. I do pick a lot of crab myself. Obviously it's cheaper, a lot more obviously a lot more work goes into it because obviously you're out there on the beach constantly picking crab. I do find, you know, it is better stuff, especially if it's from where you're fishing. Well, close to where you're fishing anyway. Some people say it doesn't really make much of a difference, which are probably, you know, when the hounds are in a proper feeding frenzy, you stick any old crab out there, it's going to catch them. But like the velvet swimmers, they're really good bait. Without a doubt, they're one of the best, I'd say. And a little tip for you, any of you that are gonna start picking them yourself and freeze them down for your hound fishing. What I do with the peelers, I peel them down, take the gills out, and I'll actually, because what you'll find, you'll notice a bit of black dirty stuff under the gill, and well, under the gills and in the body really. Bit of black dirty looking stuff. What I do, I literally wash it out with fresh water, give me a little rinse under the tap, just to get it off. Then I dry them out with newspaper, or well, newspaper, tissues, whatever. And then I wrap them individually in cling film. You can vacuum pack them, but I just find sometimes there's some vacuum packers, especially the sort of, you know, the cheaper ones that you buy off Amazon or whatever, they haven't really got many settings on for the pressure, so it ends up sucking all the juice out of the crab, and it doesn't really seal the pack very well. And myself, I prefer doing them singly, because I'm like today I've only brought 6 crab with me, although you can freeze them in like half dozen packs, for 6 crab a pack, but sometimes I might only want 2 or 3, so just it's less wastage, because obviously you put all the work in, you don't want to be wasting crab. And I would never freeze crab back down, so if I have any crab left over today, I'd bin it. Well, I'd make sure I'd use it really, I don't bin it. I'd make sure I use every single one. Because if you have noticed, when you got a crab that's off, the smell is awful. And I've never caught a fish on crab that smells bad. I don't particularly think you will, to be honest. Out of all baits, I think crab is the only one where if it's old or refrozen, it won't catch. But just for the hounds, just got a short pulley rig. There's 50-pound hook links. Same again, 5/0 circles, braided dongle. Only a short dongle though on the crabs. The crab baits, like 2 inches is more than enough. Can go less sometimes. 5/0 circle, 60-pound backbone, 7-ounce lead. You know the crack really. Just say it for those of you who don't. Well, I'm going to reel in that rod with a crab on, freshen that up. I'm going to rebait the rig for the fish bait now. Stick that out there and see if there's anything else lurking about. Another fresh bait gone out. A bit of crab on that one. What is that crab I just shown you baiting up then? Straight out in the tide, off the front. So let's all cross our fingers there's something out there that wants it. Because everything's perfect for a bite now, nice bit of tide. Right, that's the end of another one. Just reeled in the one rod here. Just got one more to reel in and strip down, and then make the walk back to the car then. It's been a bit of a tough one this afternoon. I stuck at it, managed a few fish in the end. That one little tiny conger right at the start, and that hound and a spotty. So yeah, I'm going to I'll spin that camera on so you can see where I am. That's basically the front of the monkey pole there. I've just tugged round onto the left to it's a bit of a flat spot there, so it's a bit easier to set the camera up really. But I do prefer being up on the top of here, just the right hand side of me, and fishing off the front, especially if I'm here for the hounds or cod. But I'm on my own here today, so stay on the side. It tugged out the wind slightly as well, if anything. A bit easier to film. But yeah, reeling this one now, pack them up, get out of here, because I am absolutely starving. So it's time to go home. Just want to say a massive thanks to everyone who has followed me along the way. I've got a few things I'm trying to plan, something a bit, you know, a bit better fishing, something a bit different. If there's anything specific you guys want to see, let me know. And it'd be a massive help if you would, obviously be massively appreciated by myself, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscription button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully come back with some bigger and better things. Got a few trips in the works for next year, abroad. Well, end of this year possibly, but definitely next year, which I'll do some wicked filming in. But as for now, this moment in time, there's only one thing on my mind. Now is packing this rod down, getting home, and have some food. So, until the next one, I'll see you next time.